afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session of Around the Block Industry Talk with Mr. Aditya Joshi. My name is Supriya Biswas. I'm from Information Data System, and I'm delighted to be your host for this exciting discussion on the latest trends and insight into the blockchain industry. Around the Block Industry Talk aims to create a dynamic platform for founders, representatives, and influential personalities to share their expertise and foster valuable connections. We are delighted to welcome Mr. Aditya Joshi, a skilled software engineer at Walmart Global Tech India. Aditya excels in blockchain, Hyperledger Fabric, Ethereum, and Kubernetes, and share his expertise through insightful Medium articles and a popular Udemy course. As a developer, advocate for the Hyperledger Foundation, he maintains several key projects and support the open source community. Aditya embodies collaboration and innovation in his work. We are excited to hear his insight today. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Aditya Joshi. Hi, sir.
Hey, hi Supriya. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. So without further ado, let's jump into our discussion. Sir, can you please share some insight on how Walmart Global Tech India is leveraging blockchain technology within its supply chain and logistic operations?
Okay. Right. So there is this backstory behind, how Walmart actually came into blockchain. So Walmart started its blockchain journey around in 2016, where the VP of Walmart they asked his team to, find these mangoes, like from where these mango came up, right? So he was the VP of food compliances. So he asked that, can you track the origin of these mangoes, who from there these mangoes were sourced. And his like there were, all these systems, already available back then. And at the time, like it took around 7 days for the team to, find out from where that mango actually came from, like what was the source, what was the farm, right? And then they came up with the idea that can we reduce this time frame, because every time if they have to look up for this kind of item, right, it's going to take a lot of time. Then at that time, like 2017, we implemented a POC around that. And the time that came after implementing this POC on the blockchain was 2.2 seconds. So in 2.2 seconds now we can easily track, they were able to track that from which farm this mango has came from, right? So that was the very initial use case that we have solved, and that gained a lot of traction in the Walmart as well, because Walmart is a huge retail organization, and there is a lot of or a huge supply chain that is involved in Walmart, right? So later, this was the first use case. Then later there are other use cases that are also getting implemented on on blockchain. So one of the use cases around the green leafy, because there are certain compliances that Walmart has to adhere, and based on for those compliance, like these problems are getting solved on the blockchain. So there is a solid use case for green leafy traceability, where these green leafy vegetables or salads that are in the plate has to be tracked from where they came for. And now the scope is getting increased to various items as well. Then Walmart is also using blockchain for internal or the payment parts for their suppliers. So invoice reconciliation, then invoice payables or invoice receivables. So a lot of other use cases are also getting solved with the help of blockchain within Walmart.
Amazing. So, sir, as a maintainer of several Hyperledger projects like Bevel and Blockchain Explorer, can you discuss some of the most impactful feature or improvements you have contributed to these projects?
Right. I'm right now maintaining a few projects, like you mentioned, Bevel. Then there's another project called Bevel Fabric Operator, then Blockchain Explorer, and then there is a HLF connector. Now, so one of the project which is HLF connector that came from from Walmart itself, right? So this project was built internally within Walmart to solve our use cases. But later we contributed this project back to the community so that others can also leverage, then they can also start contributing to that project. That project simply helps the users who are using Hyperledger Fabric, and they want to interact with the Fabric network. They want to send transactions to the network. So that project gives us a simple interface where these custom clients of that particular application can simply send the transaction either through REST APIs, or uh, there is a mechanism where they can also send the asynchronous transaction as well with the help of Kafka. So again, that facility is there. And recently, there is a project, Hyperledger Explorer. That was depreciated uh, in 2021. So now we have revived it back as well. So now that project is back to the life, and we are contributing back to that project. And recently, I started contributing to other projects as well around the cryptography. So recently, I built a tool that allows to ease out things on the Hyper Fabric side as well, where it basically aims on managing of the key management part, where you can easily rotate your keys, or renew your certificate. So that project aims to simplify all those operations as well. And that project is also again open source, so people can go to that project, they can start using it, and if they wish to contribute, they can contribute to the project as well.
Amazing, amazing. So, what are some of the main challenges you have faced when integrating blockchain technology like Hyperledger Fabric and Ethereum with Walmart's existing tech stack?
Right. So Walmart has been there, in industry from a long, right? And when it started up back then, there were old mainframe system, right? And now the technology has evolved. So the first issue that I see that is around the legacy systems, because there are still legacy systems that are, still getting used in, today as well within Walmart, and integrating with them becomes quite, challenging for us sometime as well, because of various operations that we want to do, maybe because of the data format that they're expecting, right? So that is one of the concern, or one of the challenge that we feel sometime when we have to work with these legacy systems. The other challenge that comes in, because Walmart is pretty huge on the transactions, the number of orders that are coming in, right? So sometimes there is a requirement of higher throughputs on those systems as well, because at the end of the day, blockchain is one of the system where these other subsystems are kind of integrated, and to work in parallel, right, or to work along with these systems, our systems also has to be running at the same speed what other systems are running. And to solve these problems, like we came up with various approaches, like asynchronous ways of sending up the transactions, so that they can be processed later as well. And once these transactions are processed, then there can be some events where the upstream services can consume that event, and take whatever operation they want to do. Latency is one of the issue, because again, a lot of transaction, and we don't want much latency to be there in the transactions. That is again concern. Then there are use cases. So since we are right now, we are majorly dealing on the food compliance part. So all those compliances we have to adhere. And like I mentioned, that there are use cases around the finance, or the invoice reconciliation part as well. So we have to adhere to certain compliances as well, like the HIPAA compliances as well. So we have to adhere to all these compliances that are for because every project will have their own compliances that we have to solve for.
Yeah, I agree.
And then
So,
obviously training part, and user learning, because not everyone is much matured or skilled on the blockchain side, so we have to
right,
support them on the trainings and the learning part as
yeah,
well.
absolutely. So, moving ahead, how have your multiple certification in blockchain and Kubernetes helped you in your role at Walmart? And would you recommend any specific certification paths for the expiring engineers?
I mean, yeah, I mean, certifications do help, and they are the reflection of your knowledge. So if
Mm,
you and I'll say that certification, I mean, they're not that mandatory as well, if you're skilled enough,
Skilled
because
enough,
at the
yeah,
end of the day, you will be doing your day-to-day job or day-to-day task, and there nobody cares about a certification as long as you're
correct.
able to solve those problems, or come up with the new solutions as well. But yeah, certifications, they are going to help you in giving you a chance, where you can present yourself, and that gives you a platform, the certifications. And in my case as well, I have done pretty much like all the major Kubernetes certifications, even the blockchain certifications I have done. So they have definitely helped me, because there are certain areas that you get to know, or they're not covered on your regular day-to-day job, but you get to know when you're actually preparing up with for those certifications. And for me as well, I try to take these certifications on a regular basis, so that they also keeps me updated with what new things
Yeah.
are coming up, and they help me to keep my memory always refreshed.
Yes. Agree. Absolutely agree with that. We have to continuously learn what is new coming in the
Well,
market. And in your opinion, what does the future hold for blockchain technology in retail industry?
okay. So I think there are few areas that I'm currently seeing. So supply chain is, it's getting solved now, right? And companies who are currently, involved into the supply chain, they're trying to solve the problem of transparency and traceability.
Correct.
So that problem is getting solved, and I see traction coming around loyalty and reward programs as well, where there can be token based rewards as well that will allow users to get their tokens as a part of those loyalty programs, and they can uh, and that will help these brands as well to establish the trust among these customers as well. So that is the another key area that I see. The third key area that is still yet to come, or still evolving, that is the metaverse part
Yeah.
that I see. And that metaverse collaboration with the blockchain is going to allow users to shop in metaverse, do their shopping, and it's going to give a space to the retailers as well. They can come, they can establish their metaverse store, and people can come and do the shopping of the digital assets as well. So I think that can be an exciting thing to see in future. I'm also excited to see these use cases getting solved on blockchain, where metaverse getting engaged with uh, blockchain.
Great, sir. Sir, can you share some insight on the type of like clients you are right now serving, and how your solutions, are there any solutions that are tailor-made for particularly them?
So our clients are usually the customers,
And
because
customers.
we are a retail company, and
Mm.
customers comes and they shop with us. So for them, we have been trying to make products that they can trust, and by enforcing, or having authenticity and the traceability in place. So the solution that I talked about, the green
Oh,
leafy
yes.
traceability solution, that is one of the use case that is solved. And now anytime these customers, whenever, if they have any claims, or if they have any queries, we can always get back to them and trace from where actually these things are coming. And not just limited to these, right? We are also trying to or working on enhancing the experience of these customers by having something on reward and loyalty side as well.
Mm.
So these solutions are not available yet on the blockchain side, but yeah, we are
Right
still trying
now.
to build
Ah.
those solutions. Right now, these solutions are based on the legacy systems, but we
Mm.
are trying to incorporate them onto the blockchain
The
as well.
blockchain. Yeah. And if some student wants to start their journey in this blockchain space, what would be your advice on that?
Okay, so I think if someone who want to learn blockchain, I think he should focus on few key areas. First is have at least some basic knowledge of any of the programming language that's going to help them.
Mm.
Second thing, have some fundamentals on cryptography, because blockchain is all driven by cryptography.
Crypto.
You should have some understanding of the cryptography. Then and then you'll have to pick up blockchain, because right now there are a lot of blockchain frameworks available. And if you
Mm.
start if you start following any of the one blockchain, then you can excel in that path. But if you start randomly going to every blockchain, then it will become very much confusing for you as well. So start, I will recommend you that they can pick any blockchain, either a public blockchain like Ethereum, or some other blockchain, or they can go with private blockchain like Fabric, or any other private blockchain they want to go for. And they can start spending some time on that blockchain. And once they are familiar with that particular blockchain systems, how to write the smart contract, how to do integrations with the other upstream services, right? So if they have that kind of understanding, then they can easily learn any other blockchain technology as well.
Great. And sir, what would be your piece of advice for the aspiring blockchain entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in general?
So, I mean, so I think you raised a very good question, because right now, what I have seen. So there was a hype of, blockchain cycle. Blockchain was getting hyped, and everyone was trying to fit, blockchain in their solutions, right? Even if that is
Mm-hmm.
not required. So
Right.
I would suggest, that they should, build products or solutions that are solving some business use case, rather than, focusing on the hypes. Because right now, back then there was a hype of blockchain, but right now there is a hype of, AI, and in future there will be
Uh,
hype of some other new company, right?
some
Then
other, right.
you can't make solutions just based on the hype, right? You have to bring some value coming from the technology, right? Because technology is just a mediator, right? It's just a mediator to solve the day-to-day need, right? End customer, who is, who is, sitting, thousands of miles away from you, he doesn't concern much about the, technology, what technology is getting used behind the scene, right? He's more concerned about, the product, the quality of the product, how the experience he's getting, what services he's getting. And also, they should not, blindly, trust everything that they read about blockchain, that blockchain can do this, blah blah blah, right? They should, spend some time, do their own research. They should be, skeptical as well about the hype, and they should always ask question whether this is actually needed or not. Can this be done without blockchain? And if I'm putting blockchain, does blockchain is bringing any value to my customers or to the users? So I think, yeah, these are some of the, consideration that someone should keep while building out anything on blockchain.
Mhm. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, before we wrap up, if someone has any query related to Walmart or related to the work you do, how can they reach out to you, sir?
So I'll mention my email, so they can reach out to me at connect@adityajoshi.online, or they can reach out to me on LinkedIn as well. And yeah, I'll be trying my best to, resolve their queries if they have.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to invite all our audience to join us using the QR code displayed on the screen. We will also put the LinkedIn link of the speaker or the guest here of Mr. Aditya Joshi on the screen. You can simply scan it and join him, join us, join all our social media pages. Don't forget to follow our Discord community for more such around the block industry talk session. It's been a pleasure, sir, to have you here, and I hope everyone who is watching this around the block right now got a lot of insight, and it was really engaging for them. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, sir, once again for accepting our invitation. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Supriya. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.